Hi, grade 8s. Today we're going to start the last unit in our paragraph writing for grade 8. The last thing that we always do in grade 8 is to teach kids how to do comparative writing. In grade 8, we're focused more on the methods to compare things. And as we move forward in high school, grade 9 and beyond, we start asking you to use that method to compare things in literature, so things like character or theme or conflict. But in grade 8, we start our focus always with comparing two items. Now today, you're going to take some notes with me, and you can do this either on paper or you can open up a Google Doc and take the notes while I'm talking. Whatever you do, they need to be in a place where you can get to them next week, because next week we're going to be working with these notes, okay? Now the first thing you're going to do if you're on paper is you're going to just split the page in half. If you're really bad at drawing straight lines like I am, then if you draw a zigzaggy line, it doesn't show so much. If you're on Google Doc, you can open up a table, like insert a table if you want, or you can start to make a list. Now, some of us are really organized people. We start listing like this in a list. Some of us are more organic thinkers. We just like to put words all over the page. Either way, it's just fine. So what I've done today is I've grabbed two items from in my house, and I'm going to try to compare them. Now, when we do comparisons, we're not usually just comparing just for fun, right? So if you're thinking about buying a phone, you're going to maybe compare Apple to Android, or you're going to compare brand across brand. But the reason you're comparing is because you want to know which to buy. Some of you get into heated arguments about what gaming system is better. And the reason being is you're either a big fan of your own gaming system, or you're looking to purchase one, or you've just gotten into a friendly argument with someone. So we compare always for a reason. Every morning when you wake up, actually, you make comparative choices. You decide what to have for breakfast, and you weigh out the pros and cons of different things. You decide what kind of footwear to wear, or you decide whether you need a jacket or not. These are all decisions that you're making. But what we're going to do is take those decisions that live in our head usually, and we're going to stick them on paper, okay? Now, I've got today two wonderful items. I have an orange and I have an apple. And what we're going to do is compare them, but we need to ask a question. So what I want to know is, which is better to take for lunch? Now, I'm thinking like school lunch. So remember when you used to pack lunches and come to school? Okay, so apples versus oranges, which are better to take for lunch? All right. Now, some of you might right away have an answer. You might say, oh, an apple is better because of blah, 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 blah. And somebody else might say an orange is better because blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now, but we want to actually kind of weigh them out. So I'm going to think about the apple. I'm going to think about the orange. So when I think about an apple, I think, well, it's portable. So it's easy to transport. It's not like soup, right? It's portable. I see that it fits in my lunch kit. So you are taking these notes along with me. Okay? And orange is the same. It's also portable. It also fits into my lunch kit. Okay, they're both healthy. They have vitamin C and fiber. All right. Now, for some of you, you might have issues with, you want to think, well, which one is going to like last better from breakfast until lunch? Well, the apple bruises more easily, isn't it, than the orange? I mean, it's not as bad as a banana. Those are the worst to take for lunch because they really bruise. Doesn't bruise easily. So now the choice is getting easier to see what maybe you should choose. So one bruises easily, one doesn't bruise easily. The apple doesn't require any other equipment. You don't have to cut it. So no cutting needed or peeling needed. But your orange, you're going to have to peel it or cut it. So that might mean You need to bring a tool to do that, or you need to do it at home. When I eat an apple, I don't have a lot of juice running down my hands, but when I eat an orange, I for sure have to wash my hands after. So an apple is not messy to eat, but an orange can be messy. Juicy, sticky, okay. There's a lot going on with that orange, even though it's delicious. Okay, so when I look at this, I've got a pretty good list of comparing. Like I could probably make a decision based on this, and part of it will be like, well, what's more important to me, having a piece of fruit that doesn't bruise or having a piece of fruit that's not sticky when I eat it? What's going on in my life that I have to plan for, okay? So there are some things that these two things have in common, and then there's a bunch of things that they have that are not in common. And when I'm writing it, keep in mind the whole time I've been writing, I've been thinking about, okay, how would this go if I took it for lunch, okay? So what I would like you to do, so you've taken these notes with me, now for a practice exercise, and you do not need to hand this in. This is just so that you can practice the rhythm of making comparisons. I would like you to grab 2 items from your house that are kind of in a similar category. So I just picked up a couple more here. You could pick 2 other fruits if you wanted to. I also picked up liquid glue versus tape. Okay, those are 2 items that are both kind of in the same category. You could also do fresh fruit versus canned fruit. Okay, those 2 items also work. But I would like you to pick 2 items in your house, and I would like you to compare them, but I would like you to ask the question when you're comparing, which one would be better on a desert island? Okay, so if I pick glue and tape, I'm going to say, okay, which one would be better to take to a desert island if I could only take one? Or if I was picking fresh fruit versus canned fruit, which one would be better on a deserted island? And I want you to weigh them out the same way that we did here. Okay, and then you're going to keep that. That's just going to be brainstorming practice. And next week when we get together again, we're going to take this list and we're going to try and make some categories so that we can then do a really logical kind of comparison. All right, email me if you have questions. Bye-bye.